Yeah, obviously an interesting game. As an offense, I don't think we played necessarily our best football, but we were able to come out with a win, and that's all that matters. I feel like our defense, our special teams played really well today. There were times, I felt like in the second half when we were able to kind of get things going a little bit offensively. But, yeah, I think, we did enough offensively to win the ball game.
What did you make of some of the issues that their pressure presented you guys?
Yeah, they had a good, some good pressures for us. We just got to look at the tape and see how we can correct some mistakes and how we can get better from it.
You knew they were going to be aggressive. That's kind of the thing. Did they do anything really out of the ordinary that you guys hadn't seen? Or was it?
They just did some really good things. Some stuff that we've seen from them in the past. But I think just. Their scheme and their players making it come to life, they did a really good job. And, again, it's stuff that, we got to continue to look at for ourselves to be able to look at it. And for me, personally, I got to get the ball out in certain situations.
When you're having a protection issue in a game, regardless of whatever game it is, how do you try to work through that and find a fix as the game's going on where you're out there trying to get ready for a next series or whatever? What's that process like?
You just talk about it on the sideline. Talk about the look on the sideline. Maybe it's a third down, maybe it's a second and long. Just going about it that way and moving forward.
You went in the blue tent for the brief minute. Was that anything significant at all? Or?
No, I should be good to go.
Getting the late touchdown, just to be able to finish a drive towards the end of the game, what does that do for the offense?
Yeah, to be able to, essentially it felt like put the game away at that moment in time was good for us. Obviously we got to do that earlier in the game and finish drives out earlier in the football game. But, again, it's a credit to our offensive line, our tight ends, receivers, running backs, everyone, doing their job, doing their 1/11th to put the ball in the end zone and not on that drive. And, it was good to end the game that way.
They do anything different on Jackson today at all that you guys hadn't seen, or what was it?
We'll have to look at the tape and go from there.
How much of his success from down the field is exactly against the pressure package? When you don't get the pressure, then Smith and Jacobs' game is with it.
I think it goes both ways. I think, if teams pressure us, we can make them pay. But if teams don't pressure us, sometimes they can, put guys in certain areas to take jacks away. So I think sometimes it can go both ways. But today, it just, I felt like they did a really good job. They had a good plan. And, again, we got to, look at ourselves in the mirror and see how we can be better.
What does it mean to see the defense play the way they did today?
Gotcha. Say that one more time.
What does it mean to see the defense play the way they did today? 4 picks, 6
sacks. Yeah, it's unbelievable to have a defense like this, and just consistently. They're always, whether they're, for us, as an offense, especially for me personally, I hate putting them in positions to where I'm getting a sack fumble and the defense is recovering it, and now they're all of a sudden they're down in the red zone, and our defense is able to turn that somehow into 6 points, and it's. To be able to play with and for a defense like that is, it's unbelievable, and don't take it for granted one day.
Mike mentioned Ernest Jones talking to the team after the game. Just with what he's been through this year and the way he's played, what does he mean to this group?
Yeah, he's a big time leader for us. Without going down a rabbit hole of just what he means to this team, but he is he's one of the guys that. He's one of our leaders, our big time leaders, and he, what he says carries a lot of weight for us. And he's a great leader. He doesn't say much, but when he does, people listen.
What were you thinking when you saw him running down the field there with the interception? To be honest, I was watching and I was like, okay, this is good, but we got to figure some stuff out on offense. So I wasn't necessarily running down the sideline hooting and hollering, but no, it was great. Whenever our defense can go out there and make a play like that, it's always awesome to watch as a quarterback.
Ernest has had a reputation for a while as a great leader. He's only 26 years old. Are you ever surprised that he's still relatively young in his NFL career?
Yeah, it's it was his birthday recently, and it got put up in the team meeting, and every time there's a birthday, coach asks, how old are you? And the guy has to say their age, and when Ernest said 26, everyone kind of looked around like, are you serious? That's it? So he is, he's wise, beyond his years, just with, how he speaks, and, just with the way that he plays football as well. So, like I said, he's a great leader for us, and someone we can all depend on.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks.